there's any vagueness whatsoever, they'll use it and say, oh, well, I didn't know because he said this or said that. How long have I been saying these 4 announcements right here? 2 weeks?
Yes, sir.
So that way that crack is covered. I can't use that crack. So I record it so that way it's on the videos. So last day of class for this class is the 20th. On 4/21 midnight, all homework will terminate. You notice I said all. You might want to go and look at that if you don't know what that means. I will assign zeros to incomplete homework after the 21st. So incomplete assignments and tests after the 21st. Your last test will consist of material covered up to the last day of class. That will be probably 3B. Okay, because I'm going to go over 3A today and try to get into 3B because 3B is much more important than 3A. I will pull more questions from 3B than I will be for 3A. Final exam, probably be 33 questions, 2 attempts, 2 hours. If you need to review your unit test, go to the grade book, scroll down, hit the scroll bar, and go down to test and quizzes, and then hit review. The final exam will be 4/21 through 4/28. I don't know if I did this with y'all or the 120 class. Did I already post the final exam for y'all?
Yes, sir, you did.
I thought I did. So y'all go ahead and, work on it. So that way nobody will have that excuse I didn't have enough time to work on it. I just haven't posted this last test because I don't know if I've even made it yet. I'll have to look to see if I made it. I think I did. I can't remember. You remember seeing it? Let's look right quick. Y'all just not going to talk to me now. Y'all were talking to me before class. Now you're not going to talk to me. That's all right. Assignments. Let's see if the Unit 4 test is already up there. I've been loading so many tests, I can't remember what I've loaded and what I haven't loaded. And Tri-County Tech don't make it easy. Let's see. Yeah, there it is. And you can go ahead and take it if you want to, but there it is. Oh my, look at there. 4/21 on all unit tests. That means you're supposed to email me and be confused, right? I'm going to pick on Rankin. Rankin, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Rankin, let me ask you a question. If you saw that I put 4/21 on your 3 previous tests, what would you say to yourself?
I would email you at least 5 times.
Act like you're confused, right?
Yes, extremely confused.
Mr. Poor, what would you do?
I'd probably just quit.
Yeah. Well, actually, Miss Jeter texted me, and you know what she said? She said, thank you for being, I think she said generous, and letting us make up old tests. And I've said, I feel faint, Miss Jeter. You actually understood why I did that. I've already gotten 2 text messages or emails from, not this class, from other classes. I don't understand. It says the tests are due on the 21st. I thought I already took this test. So hopefully y'all can understand what's going on here. All right. And you can work on these now. So everybody should be knocking this out. All right, so let's get to work. Let's get to the handy dandy. This is 3A. Now I'm just going to hit the hot spots. I'm just going to hit what I think will be on the test. And look, uses and abuses of percentages. So that's what this whole section is on. Now before we get started, I would like to remind everyone, and I can't remember what I go over in this class, 155 and 120. So I'm going to just go over a couple of things. The two types of percentage questions that I teach, percentage questions, actually there's three things that I teach. One, I teach is, of, percent over what? Percent over 100. Okay, that's what I call the sentence problems. There's three types of problems. 70 is what percent of 1200? 12% of what number is 30? Well, it's supposed to be is, but is equal. So those type questions. All right, that's one type question. The second type question you'll see. Okay, somebody either sent a message. Is my microphone working? I don't think so, Miss Dandenau. It says you're on mute. Well, no, let's see. No, I don't think it's working. Do you want me to bring you back in, or do you need to check your settings? Walmart equation. And the Walmart equation is x plus or minus percentage x is equal to the total. And then the third thing that I go over with students, and this is generic, whether you're in 155, 110, if there's a percentage section, I'm going to cover these three things because they're important. And that is new minus old over old times 100. So those are the things that I will test you on. Okay? Now, I would say probably 90% of the problems that you do can be done by the first two. And the other 10% might be done by this one. This one looks for a percentage change in price or in whatever. Percentage change in age, percentage change in price, percentage change in, I don't know, miles, whatever. Okay, you take the new one, you minus the old one, and you put it over the old one. New minus old over old. And what gets me is you'll see in about 5 different classes, they will use 5 different names here. But it's the same exact formula. They won't say new minus old over old because that's simple. They say blah, blah, blah minus blah, blah, blah over blah, 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 and they use these big words. So those are the 3 problems that you will be tested on. Anything else that they show you in this section, I really don't care. Okay? Y'all got that written down? Miss Dandenau, did you check out your microphone? Do you want me to bring you back in or what? Just type it and let me know. She's typing. Well, it says she's typing. I don't know what's going on with it. Well, I tell you what, I don't know if you know how to do this, but I'm going to show you. Well, will you please work with me? Thank you. Okay, you know this screen right here? I don't know if I've shown y'all this or not, but whenever you need to fix the audio or the video, you just click on that gear right there and go to audio device, and in this case, audio device, and make sure that this says either custom device, or it'll have a microphone beside it, or it may say, if you've got an HP, it may say HP microphone or whatever. Sometimes it's not enabled. Okay, and sometimes you have to go down here and you have to pick it. Okay, sometimes my computer will switch it to my document cam for some reason, I don't know why, and I have to turn it off and put it back to microphone. So that may help you out. If not, you may have to reboot your computer, and if you want to do that, that's fine. Just text me when you're up and running and got Skype open. You just let me know what you want to do. I mean, you can go through class. You just have to type in your questions. That's how you fix your video and your audio, or reconfigure it. So you tell me what you want to do, and I'll do it. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this over to the side because I'm gonna bring it back if needed, and we're gonna look at the questions they're gonna give us, and we're gonna use the slides, and I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna say, this is stupid, don't worry about it, this is good, and so on. But the good thing about percentage problems is you can't really mess them up because there's so many different ways you can do them. The only way these people can mess them up, and this 103 book does a good job at messing up easy problems. They can word them and word them and word them till you don't know what's going on. So a total of 13,000 newspaper employees, 2.6 of the newspaper workforce lost their jobs. Okay, so I don't know where this is going. To describe change, 3 ways. Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't read the top. 3 ways of using percentages. I'm not going to go through this because all of y'all are pretty much, I would say self-sufficient and sentient. Y'all know how percentages are used. And they're just giving you some examples. These are not test questions. If they are, I don't know about it. There's your new minus old over old right here. The question new minus old over old will give you an answer like this. Citigroup stock fell 15%. That's the type of question, that's the type of answer you would get with your new minus old over old. This would be more like a is a percent over 100. That's that type question. And this would be a little bit more like that is a percent over 100. So that's not a big deal. An opinion poll finds that 35% of 210, 1,000, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this question is pretty simple. This is a test question. I'm going to be very lenient with these questions. They're very simple. It basically says 35% of 1069 is what number? I told y'all 90% could be done by method 1 or 2. So 35, I'm going to say 35. Okay, go ahead and do that, and then text me when you're ready to go. Okay? Go ahead and get out. Remove yourself from the meeting, and then I'll bring you back in when you text me. Okay. So there is my 35. So that's going to go over where the 100 is. I'm going to try to do this since I don't have any posters. The 100 is the only thing that you don't fill in. Okay, equals is, let's go ahead and do is in lavender, lilac. What number? Is right there. Of, and we'll use Verde. And I know that don't look like per day. It looks more like black to me, but 1069. Maybe it looks like green on y'all's end. And now we just cross multiply. Okay, she must be back up. Let's try to pull her in again. Make sure that's her. Oh, the things that I do for y'all. D-A-N-D. Well, she's green. That's a good sign. Okay, so now I'm going to cross multiply.
Do you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now. That's great.
I don't know what.
What?
I don't know what happened.
That's all
I don't
right.
know
It does
what.
it sometimes. Sometimes I'll start my computer and it'll say I don't have a microphone. And I just go in there and I change it and everything's good. 100x is equal to 35 times 1069. Now somebody tell me what 35 times 1069 is. 100x is equal to, what is it? I know it's at least 3,500, but go ahead and, or 35,000, but what is it? 35 times 1069.
It's 37,415.
Okay, 37,415.
Yes.
Okay, and now this is the good part. You don't have to use a calculator for this, because all you do is move the decimal 2 places to the left. So x is equal to 374.15. That is a test question, and you're going to be using is of percent over 100. And I'd be willing to say that probably at least 60% of you, which would be, I don't know, 4 people, would have seen this before. Some of you somewhere, at least in pre-algebra, has seen is of percent over 100, because that's a staple in percentage problems. Okay? So that's the test question. Let's move on to another one. And there's your answer. Make sure you read the directions, because sometimes on surveys, when they're doing surveys and they're doing percentage and you're dealing with bodies, you're dealing with human beings, there ain't no such thing as 0.15 of a vote. It's either 374 or 375. So make sure you read the directions on these. Here's where new minus old. This is going to be new minus old over old, but they call it this because, I don't know. New minus old over old times 100. So write that down. Relative change is new minus old over old times 100. And I gave you that right here. So what you need to do is hold your pinky up. Oops, sorry. Hold your pinky up, and you need to write relative change. Make sure you sound sophisticated, because it's new minus old over old. So they'll give you a question. A shirt was a shirt was $17. Now it's $15. What is the relative change? Okay, I don't know why it's showing you how to do it. It shouldn't show you how to do that. Okay. During 6 months, we'll just bring in the handy dandy. There we go. All right, there's your test question right there. During a 6-month period, Lunar Industry stock doubled in price from $7 to $14. What were the absolute and relative changes? Now, I'm not going to ask you what the absolute and relative changes. I'm going to ask you what the change in price was. Okay? So, in this case, it would be $14. That's the new price. And it's going to come out to be double because they said that. But anyway, $14, that's the new price, minus $7, which is the old price, over $7 multiplied by 100, which is equal to 7 over 7 multiplied by 100, which is 100%. So there was a 100% increase. Now, what if it came out to be negative? What's the opposite of increase?
Decrease.
Decrease. So if it came out to be negative 20, that would be a 20% decrease. Okay? I wouldn't have used that question for an example because you usually want to see, let's do one with a piece of clothing. Let's say that you go to a store and you see that a shirt that you want used to cost $27. Now it costs $15. So that's new minus old over old. I have no idea what 15 minus 27 is, but 12 minus 12 over 27, y'all check me. And what is 12 over 27? Make sure it's 12. What is 15 minus 27?
Can you bring that screen up?
Oh, I'm sorry. What's 15 minus 27?
It's 12.
It's 12? Okay. And somebody do 12 over 27 for me. Give me 4 digits.
Negative 0.4444.
Is it repeating?
Yes, sir.
Okay, multiply that by 100. 1, 2. So that's a 44% what?
Decrease.
Decrease. That's a test question. So I've already gone over 2 of the 3. This is not a difficult section unless they make it difficult. You're not going to make it difficult. The book is. Let's see, where were we? You bought a new laptop computer 3 years ago for $1,000. Today, it's worth blah, blah, blah. So that'd be 300 divided by 1,000. I'm sorry, 300 minus 1,000 divided by 1,000. So 3,000 divided by, or minus 1,000 is negative 700. Divided by 1,000, 2 zeros cancel. You get 0.7. Multiply by 100. 1, 2. That's a 70% decrease or depreciation, whichever they call it. in the value. So 70% decrease. Okay, they're not going to, there it is. See, do you see how they make this complicated? They make it complicated by putting all these words into it. It's kind of like being, with somebody and they talk too much and they go around the world telling you just a simple story. Okay? There it is. That's the answer. I did it in, what, 2 lines? They did it in 2 slides. Hopefully y'all can see how they can make this difficult. But at least they ask you crazy questions on the test. The absolute difference is the actual difference between the compared value and the reference value. The relative difference, new minus old over old, you see it over and over and over, describes the size of the absolute difference as a fraction of the difference value. Okay? So the absolute difference is equal to new minus old. Reference, I don't know why they're doing this, but recent data showed that California ranked first among 50 states, blah, 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 at about 69, blah, 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 and West Virginia ranked last at 46 per person. How much lower is average income in West Virginia than in California? How much higher is average income in California? Both questions, absolute and relative terms. Well, the first thing you're going to do is take, since they're asking about West Virginia, that's going to be new, 46.6 minus 68.9 over 68.9. So the first part of the question, let me get my handy dandy. They're going to do it step by step, like that. Okay, we're not going to do all that. We're just going to do 46.6 minus 68.9, new minus old, over old, 68.9 times 100. So go ahead and be punching that through your calculator and give me 4 digits.
Find my calculator.
I should have just done some examples, but anyway. Then y'all would have seen all that absolute and relative, and then you would have went, what does that mean? So I guess I'm glad I'm showing it to you with the big words on the slides. Give me 4 digits, please. I know it's negative.
I got negative 32.37.
You should get 0.3237. Oh, okay.
Oh, I already
I'm
did
sorry.
the times 100.
You multiplied by 100. Okay. So what'd you get?
Before multiplying?
No, you got negative 32 what?
0.37.
Everybody else get that?
Yes, sir.
So that means you got a decrease. So they make less. They make 32% less than those people in California. B. 68.9 minus 46.6 divided by 46.6. Crank that out, please. And tell me what you get there.
$47.85.
That's it. Negative, right?
No, sir. I got positive.
Yeah, it's positive because they make higher. So Californians make 48% higher than people in West Virginia, and West Virginia make 32% lower. Depends on which way you're looking at it. I don't care. Don't get into the reasoning behind it, okay? All I want you to do is to be able to find new minus old over old. That's all I want you to do. Now this is where they're getting in. If the new or compiled value is more than the reference value, then it's 100 plus P or the reference value. See, I'm not going to get into this. Now we're going to write it down, and you can write it down for your own knowledge, but I'm not going to test you on it. So write down 100 plus P and 100 minus P. They're going to give you an example. So it all depends on more than, which would be plus, or less than, which would be less. So if you got a negative, then you'll probably plug it into the 100 minus P. If you got a positive, you're going to plug it into 100 plus P. Don't ask me. I just work here. Carol earns 200% more than William, of course. The reason I say this is because when I was in high school, you know, it didn't matter if the woman or the man was making more or less. Sometimes you see the guy make more. Sometimes you see the girl make more. Sometimes you see them make the same. But I noticed as the years progressed after I graduated high school that every single question in math, the woman always does more than the man. I noticed that coming through high school, college, and teaching college. I've watched that. And y'all may think I'm crazy, but no matter what question you get, the woman is either going to make more or work harder or make the better cake or do this or do that, which is true most of the time anyway. But they are better at a lot of things, except push-ups. Sorry. What is Carol's income as percentage of William's? How many times as large as William's income as Carol's? I'm not going to get into these type questions because I think they're saying the same thing, but this is how you do it. 100 plus P. Well, since she makes more, that's going to be plus P. So 100 plus 200 is 300%. So therefore, Carol's income is 300% of William's income because 300% equals 3. Carol earns 3 times as much as William. So I want you to put that in your notebook and maybe save it for a homework question or a standardized test question. But I'm not going to ask you that question on the test. Carol earns 200 more than William, so it'd be 200 plus 100, so she makes 3 times as much as William. And I guarantee you, most of y'all have never seen this before, because I've never seen it until I started teaching this class. Y'all notice that? Have y'all noticed that change that I'm talking about, where the women do everything greater than the men now in the math questions? I have. I've noticed it. Okay, so that's not a big deal. A store is having a 25% off sale. How does an item's sale price compare to its original price? Well, this would be a minus. 100 minus 25. So 75% off the original price. For example, if the original price is $100, the sale price is $75. Duh!
That one's a stupid one.
Yeah, this could be done with the Walmart equation. I'll show you right quick. The Walmart equation. The Walmart equation says X plus or minus percentage X is equal to the total. Okay, this is a discount. So you would use X minus percentage X is equal to the total. And then you would say, the question said, what did the question say? For example, if the original price is $100, so that would be 100, 100 x, or 100 minus 0.25 of x is equal to the total. So that's 100 right here, sorry, 100. So what's 25% of 100? 25, right? What's 100 minus 25?
75.
So they're just teaching you to go around the world when you could have done it with one of those 3 problems that I told you at the beginning of the class. So write it down for your homework and write it down for a standardized test. But you could have done this by the pre-algebra stuff that you learned right there. Okay? All right, next question. When a change or difference is expressed in percentage points, assume it's absolute change or difference. With the percentage or the word percent, it is relative change or difference. If a bank increases its interest rate from 3 to 4%, the interest rate increased by 1 percentage point. Okay, that's okay. I can deal with that. All right, then it went by 1, but how much is it actually a change? It's a 33% change. So that's a good question. So write that down. If a bank increases its interest rate from 3 to 4%, the interest rate increased by 1 percentage point. But to you as a consumer, it increased 33%. So I don't mind that. That's a fair question. New minus old over old. A lot of things can be done with those 3 type questions. Okay, they must be wrapping it up because I don't even know what this is. Okay, so write this question down. Compared value. Write down compared value equals 100 plus p percent times the reference value. Or the reference value is equal to compared value over 100 plus p. I have a feeling they're going to give us a question. We can do it with the first 3 ways. I don't know. Let's see. So write those 2 down, compared value and reference value. Tell me when you got it.
That's not even in the book.
I know it's not. But I can tell you right now, I'm not going to test you on it. You purchase a shirt with a labeled price of $21. The local sales tax is 6%. No, we're not doing this. We're not going around the world. We're going to use the Walmart equation. And y'all can do this in your head, but the Walmart equation is something I came up with a long time ago as a teacher. This is ridiculous. X, forget this. X plus or minus percentage X is equal to the total. That's the Walmart equation. And plus is taxes or tips. Just remember what a plus looks like. A plus looks like a T. So that means taxes or tips. And what is minus always? Discounts. So here we go. What do we got on our question here? Let's see. What's the tag price of the shirt? $21. Subtract 0.06 times 21. All right, I want y'all to crank that out for me. Now it's money, so that means you want to round it to the 100, because that's the way we round our money. So what is it? It's going to be less, of course. It's a discount. So if you came up with $25, you know you're wrong. Well, let's see. 10% of 21 is 2 points. That'd be 0.21 times 6 be 126. So that means 1994 or 2094. I don't know.
19.
What is it?
0.7.
I'm sorry, what?
19.74. 19.74.
Okay. I said 19.94. 19.74. And that's your answer. Simple as that. They got what?
74.
No, that's not. I'm not worried about that. They got $22. How can it be more? Wait a minute. Okay. I'm sorry. I thought it was a discount. I'm sorry. I thought it was a discount. It's taxes. So let's add it. Please add 21 plus. My bad. I suck. Taxes. I thought it was a discount. Somebody do 21 plus $1.26 be 22.26. Somebody check me. Yeah, that's the answer up there. But check it for me.
That's what I got.
Sorry about that. Y'all should have said something. I know. Y'all's fault, but you didn't know, and you want to wait till after the... I know. All right, so the Walmart equation, just make sure you read the question and you don't think it's a discount. Sorry about that. You don't need to do all this crap. Yeah. These are just some things. Write these down. These are not bad, okay? This is not, I'm not asking you on this on a test, but these are just some things called common what?
Sense.
Common sense. There's a thing when you get a mortgage on your house, various interest rate versus a fixed interest rate. You always want to go with a fixed interest rate. Because if the depression hits or recession hits and interest rates go out the roof, go to 7 or 8%, yours is going to stay at 4. You always go, you don't go with something that moves. You ever heard of moving the goalpost? You ever heard of that before? Yes or no? Your parents really suck. Y'all know that? Moving the goalposts. Does anybody know what that means? Moving the goalpost. Write that down. Moving the goalpost, you are a consumer, right? And the bank decides, well, this consumer's paying 3%. We're just going to do some fancy writing. Our lawyers are going to do some fancy writing, and we're going to move it up to 4%. What is that called? It's moving the goalpost. Will you ever pay off your debt with the bank moving the goalpost? No.
No.
Okay, so who does this? Credit card what?
Companies.
Credit card companies do this all the time. That's why I keep telling you, Stay away from credit cards. The only reason you need a credit card is for emergencies. Because if you get a crazy credit card, this is what's going to happen. Especially when you start charging. Moving the goalpost. Less than nothing. Have you ever seen somebody say, you know, I like you, I'm going to take off 200% off this ring. Okay? That means that they've increased it. Before they put it out on the shelf, they've increased it 300%. So this is fraudulent. Okay? When somebody says they're going to take off 200%, you just say, thanks, but no thanks, I'll see you later. Don't average percentages. Okay? That's comparing, that's saying that apples plus oranges is equal to apples. Okay, you can't do that. So that's just some things that you might want to be aware of.
Oh, foot to sleep.
Let's see. Yeah, this is just examples of shifting. I'm not going to go through these. I want you to know these. Okay? I want you to know these, and I want you to be able to do them on homework, but I'm not going to test you on them.
Okay.
A stockbroker offers blah, blah, blah. I admit that the value of your investments fell 60% during my first year on the job. This year, however, their value has increased by 75%. So you are now 15% ahead. Yeah, the check's in the mail. Okay? Imagine that you began an investment with $1,000 during the first year. Your investment lost 60%. Therefore, you're down to $600, leaving you with $400. I mean, you lost $600, leaving you with $400. Your investment gained 75%. So now you're up to 700, but you're still at a what? If you're at 700 and you initially invested 1,000, you're still at what?
A loss.
You're still at a loss. Okay? You can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still what?
It's still a pig.
And that's the kind of stuff that you need to watch out for. Now, I'm going to tell you a story. It happened to me yesterday or the day before. Well, I'll tell it to you later. We ain't got time today because it's already. But it's a story that happened to me on my truck, and it's kind of like this, but it took a little bit of common sense, and I'll tell it to you tomorrow. A store advertises that it'll take 150% off the price of all merchandise. What would happen when you go to the checkout to buy a $500 item? So the prices were $100 or 100% off. The item would be free. Think about that. So if the price is 100, they owe you money. Okay? So if the price is $150 off, the store should pay you half the item's cost, or $250. More likely, the store manager did not understand the percentages.
I like that part of it.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen. Because if you would think about it, banks, Las Vegas, I'll say banks and insurance salesmen, jewelers and car salesmen, Las Vegas, and retail stores, they're not into giving you money. What is their number one, top of the mountain goal? To what? To make money. They're not going to do this unless they just don't understand it. In baseball, a player's batting average represents the percentage of at-bats when he got hit. For example, a batting average of 35% means, of that .35 means 35% he bats. So that means out of 10 bats, he's going to get at least 4 bats. bats, 3 to 4 bats. He's going to get at least 3 to 4 hits. Suppose a player had a batting average of 20% during the first half of the season and 40% during, no, you cannot average those two together. Okay, the reason you can't average those together is their percentages. That's like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a good analogy. That's like taking the sugar out of the whipped cream or taking the sugar out of the icing. You can't take two averages. Well, how's about you know the saying, two rights don't make a wrong?
Two wrongs don't make a right.
Is that right? Okay, thank you. Two rights don't make a whatever. Two wrongs don't make a right. Well, can you take an average and another average and put them together and say that's the average for the whole thing? No.
No.
So that's why, and they're going to tell you that. What you do is you take all of his bats and divide it by how many times he was at bat, and that's your total for the whole year. So that's just 3 examples, and I'm not going to get into that at all. See, did y'all see that? All the other ones had a 1-page explanation. The sports has a 2-page explanation.
3.
3-page, yeah. So you see the importance there. All right, which I'm a college football fan and a NASCAR fan and a golf fan. Well, I'm a golf fan when Tiger Woods plays, but that's about it. That's about the extent of my. I'm not a caveman by no means. I'm not. I like to watch boxing too when they're good boxers. I don't like to watch stupid boxers, but I like to watch some good boxers. Okay, so that's that today, and that is 3.A or whatever they call these stupid sections. I don't know why
3A.
they can't call them sections like everybody else. And that is what you need to be able to do. Make sure you can do those 3 problems. That's all I'm going to test you on. Also, I'm going to put this back up and let that be the ending video slide for the video, so therefore they can look at it before and after class. Has anybody got any questions? So Monday will be y'all's last day. We will cover 3B, and that will be pretty much it because 3B is scientific notation. And it'll only take me about 15 minutes to go over scientific notation, and then we'll just do about 4 or 5 problems. Any questions?
Just hope my microphone works.
Yeah, it will. I guarantee you. If not, you just switch it over. All right, y'all have a good weekend, and I will see y'all Monday.